All right. Now, of course, I should have fucking got a drink first. We're gonna start and then we'll stop. Um, One thing about me that I struggle filming stuff, and I'm totally out of frame. Uh, it's really hard for me to film stuff by myself and all the back and forth. So I usually just set up a camera and I'm gonna go to work. Because trying to go back and forth and set it and adjust it and set it and adjust it, it just kills my feet. And I don't have anything in me, so everything I gotta give to the earth, gotta give to my garden, and then the rest, you get what you get, and you don't get upset. That's how I look at it. I was doing this the wrong way. There we go. Yeah, I knew there was a big rock under here. Look at that. I couldn't get to it with the shovel, but now get to it with the frickin' whew. Yeah. When I say when I tell you I'm moving rocks, y'all, that was just under this little piece of sod. Now I like these type of gloves because then I can just punch the soil loose or use the rocks and get the rest of the rocks chucked at the wall. Obviously, we don't throw these. Yeah, yesterday I was going at it with the shovel, trying to be all coy, going like this, and pulling out the rock underneath it. And I said, it's time to bring the pain. Let's loosen this. Loosen the outside. I dug a little line here to loosen the inside. And so, I like this because you can use centrifugal force, okay? I can't lift this shoulder too high, but I can swing it and bring it down. And when you do that, you can get your body force into it, and you can dig a little deeper. So for me, I got a lot of mass. So when you're going against rock and compacted earth, you need as much force as you can get if you want to get anywhere. Either to dislodge the rock or to move it out of the way so you can keep on digging. But that's what it is. Think of like how a golf swing is. So I get my hips all nice and square, and I heave ho that bitch and then pull down. That's how you do it. That's how I did the other one. I feel like I got through a lot faster. Now I wasn't digging up compacted soil like this because this has got all tree roots and rocks. Trying to do this with just a shovel, whew, take it out of you. So I'm gonna come around this side. Now I like to have a stable place to put my feet. It's my back. You gotta save your back, y'all. So make sure get your feet at a good position. That way you can get some force behind it. And now you go back with a shovel. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with this. Thought about replanting it, but right now it's too much work. I'll just sow some more grass seed. But look at these rocks, man. It's just old compacted soil. But we're gonna make it into really good, healthy soil soon. We got some compost, got some good topsoil amendment. Oh man, I got in an order from my ag supply I gotta go get tomorrow, which is gonna give me a lot of what I need. I'm trying to make sure I get any of these earthworms out of here. They usually live in this upper layer, just feasting on the decaying stuff just below the grass line. So I'll beat this pile and get as much soil out of it as possible and free up any earthworms I see. You should be out of that by now. And then I just toss that. That's gonna go in a compost pile to bring nitrogen back to this. We should be able to compost this pretty quickly. Now I'm just trying to do this so I don't have to replace as much topsoil. I'm on a fixed income. So it's also one of the reasons I'm not renting a machine. I wish I was wealthier, but for now, all I got is my hands, my shovel, a pickaxe, and a bar. And I do pretty good with it. But that's mainly because I have time. A lot of people don't have the same time to be digging away at this for 8 hours, 10 hours a day. So I won't fault nobody who got equipment and the money to use it. But for me, this is kind of part of my therapy. Helps me work on my core, helps me work on my lower back, my hips, all the up and down that I gotta do. All those little things people take for granted. Your mobility, you ever lose your mobility, you will understand how important it is. I had tears in both ankles, tears in both wrists. I couldn't pick myself up out of bed. I couldn't sit myself up. I could barely walk. My mom and my wife both tried to help me. They could barely pick me up. I knew something had to change. There's no way I was gonna live like that. And I was so busy crying and crying and crying over everything I lost. I forgot all that I had, you know? I've got years of knowledge, man. I know how to do shit. And now that I'm older, I know how to do shit smarter. I used to break my back to do stuff like this. Now, granted, I was a hell of a lot faster, but promise you, if you're young and you're watching my channel, I'm 42 and I'm doing back-breaking work. after multiple foot surgeries, ankle surgeries, wrist surgeries, elbow surgeries, and none of them are fixed. They all failed. So I had to learn. See what I mean by, I think we're gonna abandon the shovel. There's too many rocks there. We gotta fix our hat so we can keep our hair out of our face. And get some of this sweat. Whew. Because I have broken a sweat. At the time I was regretting it, trying to do this the last minute, but you can see how much of a clay soil I have. It's a dead soil practically. I mean, it's probably not as dead as people would think, but by comparison to what it's gonna be after we get our space locked on it, it'll be so much better. The biggest thing when you're leaning over a lot, having sweat run into your eyes, man, the salt from your sweat just like burns. And it's hard to see, and the last thing you want to do is be swinging heavy metal objects while you're blind. I gotta back up, I'm too close. What you see me doing is I'm splitting it down the middle. I was going for a wider berth originally, but what I'm trying to do is dig up the middle. So rather than fight through that with my shovel, I'm gonna try to get as many of the obstacles out of the way and make it easier to work with. All right. Now, we can get under there and try to keep somewhat of a level ground. That's why I'm getting so low. I'm trying not to dig like this. I want to dig like this. Which is one of the reasons sometimes it's easier to dig like this. When you're tall like me, I'm only 6 foot. I used to be closer to 6'1", but having flat feet, you might lose a few inches over time. But look how compacted that soil is around those roots. You could tell. I would be able to mulch all of this, but I wouldn't be able to get rid of all those rocks if I didn't dig it up. And this is just trying to keep whatever soil I can, because I can make it healthier, you know. Add some alfalfa, some dolomite lime. That's why I had to order some ag supplies, because there's no way right now with what I'm trying to do that I could create enough homegrown of anything and tend to the garden. And these have impact. They got a plastic thing that helps protect your knuckles. that just leaves that little bit of soil so I can reclaim it, re-energize it, and then get some good food out of it. My wrist hurts. It's hard to put my hand down like that for very long. It just kills me. So, but I'll get some of these 2 to 3 inch rocks out afterwards. Right now, I need to get the big ones. Now this is so much easier on my back because I'm at that level that I need to be. Whew. One day I'll be able to afford a tractor. Till that day, I'm gonna get stronger. One day at a time. But yeah, you get your knee up, you can get your body into it a little bit more and get a little more force. Get all those rocks. You'll be coming around the mountain when you come. But I want this, man. Some of this clay, it has good minerals if we can bring them alive. Which you can. Organic matter. So you help with worms coming to decompose that organic matter. Really healthy teas. And it will break down into the soil. And then we're gonna try to overwinter the soil really well this year, where we pile it up with like fresh compost or something to protect it. Now, in here, we may even be able to have a winter garden. I'm not making any promises, but I might try it. There we go. There we go. There you go. I'm gonna flip that over, beat that up. And there's some people that can't work on their knees like this. You know, they have knee problems. So they make like a little pad you can put on the floor that'll help you. I always wear these because they've got really tough reinforced knee pads built in. So once I started kneeling down on rocks and stuff and this didn't hurt me, I just started wearing these all the time. Anytime I got to come out and do something, you're always up and down. You're always up and down in the soil. So having a really good pair of pants, or shoot, I got a pair of knee pads like I would wear when I used to do tile. Just so it was easier for me to get up and down and not trying to move a little cushion pad next to wherever I was working. You can see just like that, you turn an 8-inch little, an 8-inch little channel, whatever you call it. Turn that into, oh God. We're almost 24 inches wide there. So I'm going to do the same thing with the pickaxe. Come down. It's all about learning to work smarter, not harder. Save your body where you can. Use what you got while you got it. This is for the big rocks, in case this don't do it. But I always try to, I don't want to walk all the way down, I don't want to walk all the way up. Keep going one direction, forward or back. But for me, doing this or doing this is easier than going like this. The chair outside of my ankle, perineal tendon. So any sideways stuff is, it's really painful. And pain will wear you out faster than fucking work will. Trust me, I'm always fighting both. Pain in my wrist from squeezing these things, pain in my wrist from lifting them. What do they say? No pain, no gain. I want a garden. I want to gain some free food. Well, I know it ain't free because I'm putting in the work, but believe it or not, I can afford this more than I can afford a grocery hike at the store. Price hike at the grocery store. This is the other reason why I like overalls. You don't have a belt squeezing on your gut and your pants always falling down. These stay on your shoulder. I gotta catch my breath, hold on. Take a knee. Whenever you have to do a lot of work, you really have to watch your breathing. They taught me this in boxing. If you don't control your breathing, you'll lose the fight before it even begins. So, if you can, 3 counts in, or 4 counts in, 4 counts out. So many times we rush ourselves to get something done. We end up hurting ourselves in ways that are predictable if you think of it from an athlete standpoint. I get focused on trying to talk and work, and I caught myself holding my breath. And once you do that, you just start feeling your heart go. Because without oxygen, your heart has to fight to keep all those muscles moving. So I try to get into a rhythm. That's just a quick demonstration. My mouth is too dry to continue. I need a drink. We'll be back after these messages.